So, today we're gonna go through something. I'm feeling pretty good, even though it is fairly late, and I need to hurry up a little tiny bit so that I can go to bed quite on time, because it is something that I should really be focusing on. Doesn't make any sense as I've done it up to, well, this week quite. I've been really kind of pushing myself to the limits the whole week long so that on the weekends I can just chill and relax, but not because I don't have anything to do then anymore because I've already done everything during the week. No, because I'm so exhausted and I'm so broken down, like pretty much burn out, and this does not make any sense. It is one of the worst things one can do, and it is definitely also not something that I can suggest anybody to do. What makes sense is, well, having an eye on your energy levels. I mean, if you notice that on the weekends you're completely fucked, does this make any sense? Especially when it is like, okay, on the weekends you can do whatever you want because you don't have to go to work and this and that and these and those. Does it make sense then? No, it doesn't. It is completely the opposite of what somebody should be doing. And therefore, I decided to not put as much effort, well, energy, let's not say effort, but energy into my work week. First of all, because it is actually not that important to me. I'm willing to do a decent job. It's not like I'm gonna be, I'm gonna do things not in a proper way or whatnot. I'm gonna do everything as good as I can, but without unnecessarily draining myself of energy. Also meaning like on purpose standing around even though I could sit, So just being smart about my energy expenditure and also my goals and what, the things that I find important in life, which is definitely working out. And I don't have the fucking energy to work out if I just try to, I don't know, do as much as as I somehow can. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's a very interesting and very important Reddit post, and I'm gonna read it. How do I accept the fact that I will never be loved romantically? It's having 363 likes or upvotes, and it is from the Stoicism subreddit. And I don't know how common it is, but I think it is at least incredibly important to go through, also considering that it is having 190 comments, which is insane. Anyway, I have been very unattractive to women since I was 14, and puberty made it worse. I'm 20 and there isn't any hope for me in the future for sure in terms of looks. Like any young man, I have strong sexual needs as well, and also I want to settle down one day with someone to start a family, but I just don't see that happening. I look in the mirror and feel disgusted sometimes, and I say to myself, why would anyone even romantically love me? I just want to live this life happily without seeking love. I just can't seem to do that. What bothers me is that when I go out or anywhere else, I have this sense of jealousy when I see a young couple in love, in love with each and another. It doesn't make me angry, just very sad. It makes me think, man, I wish I was attractive. Now, the Stoic approach to this is very simple. I can't control the perception of attractiveness in someone else's mind. I can only change what is in my control. The only thing I want to do in this life is that I somehow stop the pursuit of finding love in a person. Well, maybe, ironically, this is going to lead to somebody loving you because you're not searching for it and you're not just, striving for it, or you're not willing to make it happen in a way that's very forced. If this makes any sense. I just want to accept solitude forever, but I can't seem to do that. Maybe I'm biologically programmed this way, but still, I want to get rid of this. I want to go out and do stuff I like without having an urge of wanting to be with someone romantically. I just want to get rid of this. Edit. Thank you so much for all your comments. I have decided to work more on myself. I have realized I'm not even that bad looking and I've been too hard on myself. It was just my low self-esteem. I'm tall and have got decent features on me, but I'm a bit overweight, so I'll be doing my best to build myself physically and start to love myself more before I look for someone else to love me. Again, I thank you all. Once again, I really appreciate that. Well, when you're overweight, when you don't find yourself attractive because of whatever, change something. And I mean, it happened to me in some or the other way as well. I've actually posted videos about that. I still don't know why this happened, but I really got bloated in my face. Which led me to, rethinking my diet and actually having 1 week in which I've been eating like the slow carb diet by Tim Ferriss and really actually, up to 2 days actually doing that. Might have actually been also 1.5 weeks. I don't remember, unfortunately. But since then, I've kind of been able to really not look that way anymore and better the way I look. Of course, somebody has to be realistic, and someone has to be realistic about goals and also about things. I thought, maybe I'm gonna look as quote unquote good as back in the days, but the thing is, I've been way, way, way slimmer back in the days. I've been way thinner, maybe, and probably also in terms of muscle mass and therefore also strength. And so it's always like giving and taking. Okay, I'm just a bit more heavy, I'm having more weight, but on the other hand, I'm also having more power and strength, and I've seen myself progressing in strength and power. Why, there's always going to be upsides and downsides of things, but my point is, do something about things that are bothering you, because you can, and we all can, and we all also should. And sometimes it's actually not that hard. It just takes patience, and it just takes approach that is sustainable. And of course, one can diet down very, very quickly, losing a lot of weight very quickly, but this is not sustainable. You're not going to feel good, and it is something that I've clearly seen, by doing a slow carb diet, and also keeping in mind that, it's also about calories in and calories out, no matter how you eat. And of course, certain approaches are going to be better regarding this, because of course, if you restrict yourself from eating certain types of foods, which, maybe scientifically also are proven to be fattening, quote unquote, then you're basically eating less calories, because you don't eat certain types of foods, which might also easily be leading to overeating and whatnot. And, it's like, sometimes it is way simpler than we think it is. And as I said, being able to have an approach that is sustainable and you're able to follow this approach long term is the thing to look out for, and is the thing to keep in mind, because, you can lose 30 pounds in a week, but, what are the weeks or months going to be, after this? Are you going to gain weight and even more weight than you've lost before? Probably the fat loss rate is going to shrink, and it's going to reduce itself. It's going to go down. Might this be encouraging or discouraging for you? And there's a lot of things to keep in mind, a lot of things to think about. And I actually have to say, just being smart about things might be one of the best advices one can give in such situations, because what is being smart? Well, it definitely is up to definition, not gonna lie, and I have to clarify that, but it also makes sense. Just be smart about things. Don't do dumb shit. Okay, don't be, be patient. Don't have an unsustainable approach, which is pretty logical, and it makes sense. And therefore it is, smart. Maybe also saying make intellectual decisions. Anyway, let's actually have a look at the comments. Have you tried changing your perspective on love from that of a state of feeling into any action that promotes yours and others' spiritual growth and well-being? With that in mind, can you reread what you wrote with a different lens? Can you transform your life by living love with each word and action? How do I talk to myself in a way that benefits my highest good? How to eat, or how do I eat, move, communicate with others, dedicate my life in a way that promotes my highest expression of self? How do I treat my physical body, my emotional body, my intellectual body to promote growth and expression? It's okay to sit with all of your emotions and listen to them tell your story about sorrow, frustration, and fears. Just don't dwell and hold on too long. Cheers, my friend. All things change in life. I needed to hear this. Thank you so much. Support to you on this journey. One book that helped me a lot this past year was Bell Hooks, All About Love. It's definitely, or Bell Hooks, All About Love. It's definitely something you can pick up and read as you need it. Bro, I understand this. I was actually quite bitter for a while. I've had one girlfriend, and that was 8 years ago. Only very recently, the past couple of weeks, have I realized that regardless of whether or not I'm in a relationship, I need a routine and I need to become good and comfortable taking care of myself. Basically, I've become so busy that I hardly have time to think about it. The thoughts do not go away, I don't think. I think it will be, to some degree, lonely for the rest of my life. Or I will be. You are your own responsibility, so get good at taking care of yourself first. All I did was start waking up at 6, then making a to-do list. I have time to think in the morning, and I go for a run if I don't have work. Well, you could also go for a run even though you're having to work. Just getting up a bit earlier. It is all about preferences. It is all about what you are valuing in life. I'm also able to just work out 1+ hours each and every fucking day. But one rest day, which is not necessarily something that I appreciate. Rest days like, okay, I need to do it. It's just one of the things that I'm preferencing. It is one of the things that are valuable to me and one of the things that I find important. Everyone has different things that are important to him or her. For some people, it might be having this one series and just binging through it as quickly as you possibly can. This could be something you can focus on in your life. We all have different focuses. We all focus on different things in life or regarding life. For somebody, physical appearance might be important. For somebody, health might be very important. For some, it is a combination of whatever. It's all about preferences. And also time management, I would say. One can really optimize things and time management and so forth. My diet has changed since I got into routine too. It seems to work having distractions, but overall being accepting helps a bunch. Accept and move on. Edit. There's nothing wrong with thoughts though. It's completely normal, I'd say, for the situation. You just have a decision to make. Is this going to make me or break me? Honestly, this is such a wonderful, wise response. Stoic responses to problems seem to be so full of gentleness, compassion, but also truth, even if hard to hear. You people are quite lovely. Let's see, read Models by Mark Manson. He explains in even more plain terms that the only way to find love is the way you get anything in life. By becoming your best self, loving yourself and leaving others better than you found them. The key to finding something is finding it within yourself. As funny as it might sound, but Marcus Aurelius said as well, if I remember it correctly, saying, if you're searching something in life, be that. If you're searching a particular type of person, be that type of person. Probably a pretty good person, calm and nice and whatever, kind, whatever attribute you want to give a person that you're searching for. Yes. What he said. How do you expect for someone to love you when you don't love yourself? Self-improvement, my friends. Do what makes you happy and good things will follow. Be proud of who you are and your interests. Someone will eventually appreciate you for who you are. Don't give up. You can't put a time or place on genuine connections. Well, yeah, for me, it's also been nearly a year since breaking up, actually. I think so. Might have been March, so February, March, April, May. Could also have been April. No, it's been March, I guess. I'm actually quite unsure. Is this lens actually dirty or some shit? I can't tell actually. It's been quite a year for me as well, and I feel amazing, of course. And there are several videos on that, and also very, very, well, relatively recently there's also videos about my experience with this breakup and all sorts of things. But in the end, everything is fine. In the end, everything is good. In the end, everyone forgets. Of course, I sometimes have to think back to certain things and certain situations in which I have actually acted in a very honorable way, to be honest. Just not getting angry, not being a piece of shit person and whatnot. Like, it is definitely something to keep doing, if this makes sense. I don't think so, but anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, being an honorable person or just dealing with situations in an honorable way, so that if you look back, you can be proud of yourself and proud of who you are, and maybe, see something in yourself that you can't find in anyone else. Well, not necessarily in anyone else, but maybe in other people. Even though, comparing yourself to somebody else, it is a fucked up thing, but it sometimes really does open eyes, and it really can open your eyes, and it really can also show you your worth, by realizing and by seeing and by noticing that you've been able to deal with situations in a very amazing way somebody else wasn't able to do, in this way. And so it's like, well, yeah, we all are amazing, and we all can be amazing, and we all can do amazing stuff. And so let's focus on that. Let's focus on doing amazing stuff. And often, well, once again, being smart about things can also prevent one from doing dumb shit. Like, getting extremely angry and shouting at somebody that you actually like or love or whatever is never ever quite a good idea. And it makes sense. It is smart. Anyway, be smart, be kind, stay healthy, and I'm going to see you the next time, so bye.